Hello kind people of YouTube and welcome back to another video. Today as always we're gonna take a quick look at the markets before looking at some news of the day. So let's just jump straight into it by refreshing CoinMarketCap. And here we see the markets recover a bit over yesterday. If you remember yesterday everything was sliding slightly down, not that far, it wasn't completely atrocious, but we did see everything sliding down. Today we see the opposite with the markets gaining about 2.5%. Right now standing at almost $186 billion overall from 181 yesterday. Now the big winner in the top 10 here is XRP, which is continuing to get further ahead of Ethereum. Now $2.3 billion above Ethereum as far as market cap is concerned. This is the longest XRP has been in the second spot, and I believe the highest distance it has been able to put between itself and Ethereum at over 10% more market cap than Ethereum. This is looking very promising. We might actually see a long-term flippening or whippening here, but it remains to be seen how this continues in the next couple days and weeks. Because one good day for Ethereum or one bad day for XRP is all it takes to flip them back. But in general, except for Bitcoin Cash, which of course has been doing terribly the last couple days since the lead up to the hard fork between Bitcoin Cash ABC, which is now just considered Bitcoin Cash, and Bitcoin Cash SV. We talked about that extensively the last couple days, so if you want the details, watch my last couple videos. But not that much else to talk about here. We might be seeing the beginning of a slow but steady rebound back to pre-crash levels. If you remember the crash from 4 or 5 days ago, we can still see it on the 7-day graphs here. But aside from that, not much here to talk about. Let's get to the actual news. And now first up, we have Tom Lee here adjusting his Bitcoin price prediction. If you remember, he was talking about $25,000 for the end of the year before. That was a very famous prediction. That is now down to $15,000. And as always, all articles are linked in the description if you want to read them yourself. I won't be reading them out fully, but for the shorter ones I usually read them fully, and the long ones I just read a part of them. Wall Street analyst and cryptocurrency bull Tom Lee has nearly cut his year-end Bitcoin price target in half from $25,000 to $15,000, CNBC reported on November 16th. According to Lee, the co-founder of market advisory firm Fundstrat Global Advisors, the key factor behind his new target is Bitcoin's break-even point, or the level at which the cost to mine Bitcoin matches its trading price. According to Fundstrat's data, this point is at around $7,000. Bitcoin is currently trading well below this value, $5,550 at press time. According to CNBC, however, Lee told clients in a note on Friday that Bitcoin has never sustained a move below break-even. While he's strongly betting on recovery, Lee acknowledges that breaking below that psychologically important $6,000 leads to a renewed wave of pessimism. Moreover, he also added, "But we believe the negative swing in sentiment is much worse than the fundamental implications." Lee cites crypto-specific events as the cause of the recent downturn in the cryptocurrency markets, according to CNBC. More specifically, the recent Bitcoin Cash hard fork has divided the community, other experts agreeing with Lee that the event has contributed to uncertainty in the markets resulting in the recent crash. Now, if you remember yesterday's video, that is pretty much exactly the explanation that I personally came to as well. I think the markets were already in a state that made a downturn very likely, and the catalyst was the lead up to the hard fork. Now, something I found interesting here is, for starters, it is basing the price of Bitcoin on its break-even point. I don't think that can fully explain prices, but it is one factor to consider. What I'm unsure about is naming that at $7,000, because if you remember, we recently got some profit reports from mining firms. And I distinctly remember, I forgot which firm it was, but I was talking about it on this channel. I was reading out their numbers. And for them, they were paying, I think, about $3,600 to mine each Bitcoin. Now, of course, hash rate, they take more and more energy with time. That is just how the network is designed. That is what happens when more people are mining, when the difficulty increases. So that price is going up, but I doubt that it doubled in the last couple of weeks. So I'm unsure about the 7,000 number. It might you have to consider, of course, that different mining operations do have different costs associated with them. Some might have cheaper electricity, some might have cheaper rent, some might have cheaper technology than others. But in general, this $7,000 number seems a bit suspect for me at this moment. But aside from that, the takeaway here is that he has adjusted his prediction down, but he is still expecting the price to nearly double before the end of the year. We have about 6 weeks left. Let's see if this will happen. But we were already talking about market sentiment. Now we have someone else talking about how market sentiment is making her life hard. Can we stop talking about my bad brother? That's how Linda Pavsuk, I probably mispronounced that, leader of Deloitte's Consulting's financial services industry blockchain group, describes the conversations she often has these days with executives and board members of client companies. Her team is squarely focused on helping decades-old global enterprises figure out how to use distributed ledger technology to transform their paper-based business processes for a digital age. But recently, she said, these clients have been asking about the wilder side of blockchain they've read about in the news. The initial coin offerings that have incurred the wrath of the Securities and Exchange Commission, for example, or the illicit uses of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, she told CoinDesk. The boards are asking us about it because it's in the news for bad actors, and boards are nervous that blockchain is affiliated with Bitcoin and altcoins and ICOs. And what do boards do to protect their investors? So it hasn't helped us, the association with the bad actors. She wryly added that her team sometimes refers to ICOs as the donor market, meaning that the investors are not going to get their money back. While it's good that regulators are cracking down, she said, the hype creates a distraction. Unfortunately, we got those things that create angst, she went on. I'm invited to the meetings all the time, and I have to explain why they shouldn't be concerned about the security of information on a blockchain, explain what is the perspective on Bitcoin and the 2000 altcoins, and we're explaining this, but we're like, can we stop talking about my bad brother? Can we start talking about my brother who is the Olympic champion? And the Olympic champion here is distributed ledger technology. Now she brings up an important point here. She is of course in the business of blockchain, not the business of cryptocurrency. You have to keep in mind these can exist independently from each other, or rather blockchain can exist independently from what we understand as cryptocurrency. And a lot of companies are only looking to implement blockchain, they don't necessarily want a token. And of course that is tainted by association with the bad image that cryptocurrency has. Now that bad image isn't completely undeserved. There is a lot of fraud. There is a lot of unsavory stuff happening in the crypto world. There are a lot of projects being pushed that are just completely useless, that are just ways for people to make money without actually offering anything valid. And we have seen multiple bubbles. We have seen a lot of big issues there. So it's not completely undeserved. I'm talking on this channel a lot about how we have to change our image. We need to actively work on improving our image as the cryptosphere. And a big step in that is cutting down and not accepting anything fraudulent, anything unsavory, anything unacceptable. A lot of that has flown by. Now, those are growing pains. I think those are growing pains of the crypto world. We are still very, very young. But that is painting not just cryptocurrencies, but blockchain in general. And it is really harming because, as you see here, she has to explain to major tech companies, to their CEOs, to the important people working at them, why they shouldn't be worried. And they don't even plan on using cryptocurrencies. They're just looking for blockchain. And if this is how much it is harming the image of blockchain, which doesn't even necessarily need a token, then just imagine how bad the public image of cryptocurrency still is. How worried people are, how scared people are. And all we can do is we can educate people whenever we can, which partially is what I'm trying to do on this channel. I'm trying to give you as unbiased as possible, just the pure information. I'm trying to inform and educate here, as well as give my own analysis and my own opinions. But ultimately what I'm trying to do here is try and be as sensible as possible, a voice in this crypto world. Don't know how far I'm succeeding, but that's what I'm trying to do here. And we need to do that. We need to educate, and we need to be better as a community. Now, a lot of people in the community are great, and if you're watching this, you're probably part of that part of the community. But something we haven't traditionally been very good at is just rejecting scam artists and fraud and anything bad in the crypto world. But we're getting better. And This is also going to get better with more regulation, because the only reason so much awful stuff is happening in the crypto world is because people get away with it. People get away with everything in the crypto world right now. And as much as I also share this vision of a free, of an equal, of a connected world where things are decentralized, where we have the freedoms to all be on the same level, to have the same access, and without full control from an entity above us. We also need to find a way to self-regulate in a way that makes sense, in a way that that provides a fair playing field, and in a way that makes people feel secure about crypto holdings. Onto some coin news. Or is it? Monero, Unsung crypto developer, wins prestigious award. Because this might sound like Monero won an award, but actually someone behind a core piece of technology in Monero who wasn't in any way actually involved with or credited by Monero is the person getting the award here. Professor Joseph Liu? Sorry, very bad at names. Received an award at the end of October 2018 from the Australian Computer Society, recognizing his recent achievements with the title ICT Researcher of the Year. He is the creator and development leader of the ring signature algorithm, a crucial technology used in Monero, which he initially conceived of and published in a paper in 2004. According to a quote published on his official website, he says that he is honored to receive the ICT Researcher of the Year award, given by the Australian Computer Society, the largest professional body in Australia representing the ICT sector. Ring CT, as it is colloquially known, has since become most famous due to its implementation within Monero, the most well-known anonymity-centric cryptocurrency. Elsewhere on his website, Liu recalls discovering that his discovery had been applied within Monero without recognition. I googled application of linkable ring signatures, suddenly came up the word Monero. By then I noticed cryptocurrency, currently ranked number 10, deploys my PhD thesis as their core technology. They call it Ring CT, so keep in mind that this is not the name he has given it. They didn't tell me, didn't acknowledge me, and of course didn't give me any reward. At present, XMR is the 10th largest cryptocurrency with a $1.4 billion market cap. Professor Liu is currently a senior lecturer at Monash University in Australia, a role which will escalate to an associate professor position in January 2019. Liu has been performing roles in research and academia since 2004 with a wide portfolio of publications under his belt, has already stated that he has put his role in the development of Monero tech in the past and is now working on a crypto project called Hcash. And his quote here, I have nothing affiliated to Monero, currently I'm working towards a new cryptocurrency Hcash instead. And that's the interesting thing I just wanted to point out here, that now Monero, of course, as a very well-known privacy coin and is using this technology, is a bit of a marvel. It is doing some really interesting stuff, and it has its position for a reason. But I felt it was interesting to point out that one of the core people who came up with technology that is underlying in Monero was A, not involved, B, not credited, C, has not received anything from his work being used in there. And I just felt the need to point out that he is working on his own cryptocurrency project, Hcash, right now, which I just feel like if we want to talk about like the kind of fair society that cryptocurrencies can create, I think an important part in that is giving people credit. And so I just felt the need to read out this article just to point out here that someone who wasn't given credit is working on something else that is more transparent, that is involving his technologies openly, freely, and transparently. And I don't know anything in detail about Hcash, so I'm not advocating for it here. I just wanted to just point out this fact here that that this researcher who played a vital part without his knowledge in the creation of Monero is now developing something else and has just won an award for the technology that was underlying for Monero. ETFs. Of course, we are waiting for the SEC to reveal their judgment on the previously rejected Bitcoin ETFs that they're reconsidering. But while all that is happening, a Swiss stock exchange named SIX has just listed a MultiCrypto ETP. Now, ETP not the same as ETFs, but we'll see right now. Switzerland's principal stock exchange, SIX Swiss Exchange, will list the world's first multi-crypto-based exchange-traded product next week, the Financial Times reported. Backed by the Swiss startup Ammon AG, the first global multi-crypto ETP will be listed under Index HODL and will track 5 major cryptocurrencies: Bitcoin, XRP, Ether, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. So they pretty much picked the top 5. According to the article, each cryptocurrency will acquire a certain market share within the upcoming ETP, with Bitcoin accounting for around half of the ETP's assets. The rest are said to be divided in fractions, with 25.4% in now second cryptocurrency XRP, 16.7% in Ether, while Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin will acquire 5.2% and 3% respectively. Ammon's co-founder and chief executive Hani Rashwan, I probably also mispronounced that, I'm very sorry about that, commented that the upcoming ETF is organized in a way to comply with the same strict policies that are required by traditional ETPs. According to Rashwan, this will provide a well-regulated tool for trading cryptocurrencies for both institutional and retail investors that are limited in the field by crypto-unfriendly environments. The index will be managed by the German index unit of investment management firm Van Eck, which is a very famous, important company, by the way, according to major Swiss news agency FinNews. While Ammon AG is based in the Swiss crypto valley town of Zug, it is reportedly a branch of Ammon Technologies, a UK-based fintech company. The firm first announced their plans to introduce a crypto ETP in late September this year, according to Bloomberg. Now, we don't really need more information here. I think this is a very interesting project. I really like that it's involving multiple cryptocurrencies. I'm not so sure about their selection. I think they selected more for what people know than for what is most likely to have a good long-term performance. But that is fair. This is a mainstream product. This is clearly not directed at crypto investors. This is directed at normal non-crypto investors, at institutional investors, at people who are usually investing in stock exchanges and who now want to expand their portfolio into the crypto world. This is pretty much baby's first crypto. That is how you have to understand these products that are being built on top of cryptocurrencies. They are not for us as crypto investors. They are for traditional investors who are worried, who are scared about investing in crypto themselves, who might not understand the crypto world. So they get these like pre-packaged with a bow on top crypto products from traditional financial companies. So they can feel safe, they can feel secure, they can feel that nothing can go wrong. And so it makes sense that they're just picking the 5 most famous ones, because this is about name recognition, this is about mass adoption, this is about getting people into the crypto world. Like I said, baby's first crypto product. So I think this is a step in the right direction. Like I said, not so sure about the selection, but I get why they chose these. And ultimately, this is going to be kind of a gateway drug into the crypto world, as these products always are. And long term, that will be very, very, very good for our crypto space, for how we develop in the long term. And last but not least, just a small story that I found interesting. Haven already on Ethereum, readying stablecoin for use on EOS. And there's a ton of stuff being developed both on Ethereum and EOS, and we have seen some things already use both blockchains. But to my knowledge, this is the first time that a stablecoin has been running on 2 blockchains. And Ethereum and EOS are pretty much the sensible choices there. So I'm just going to read a tiny bit of this, so let's read that. While Haven's existing coin isn't yet on many exchanges, the payment network is gearing up to put its Haven token and Nomen stablecoin on the EOS blockchain. It's already on the Ethereum blockchain. And we don't need these parts, but here. Here, multi-blockchain stablecoin. Though its stablecoin has parallels to other projects, the most notable aspect of Haven may be that it will soon be on more than one blockchain. Have and Nomens will be launching on the EOS blockchain by the end of 2018, while also remaining on the Ethereum blockchain. Every blockchain needs a scalable and stable medium of exchange that's resistant to censorship, Kyle Warwick, founder of Haven, told Ether News. As EOS supports an increasing number of dApps, we see the need to build a payment layer to improve usability for the entire EOS ecosystem. Warwick said they chose EOS over other blockchains because of its quickly growing developer community and its ability to support high transaction volumes without fees. That is always the sticking point for why a lot of developers for dApps and for other things built on top of blockchains choose EOS: without fees. There are major advantages to having Haven on more than one blockchain, he said, continuing. Blockchain agnosticism means that the success of Haven isn't tied to the success of any one blockchain. We don't know yet which blockchains will still be operating in 5 or more years, and there's a good chance blockchain exclusivity this early on will lead to fragmentation throughout the entire ecosystem. Diversifying Haven among the most promising blockchains will ensure that we're well positioned to provide decentralized stability for the future, whatever happens. And I just think this is a very, very, very interesting project. I really like to see blockchain interoperability. I really like to see people working with multiple blockchains, pegging something to multiple, having tokens on multiple blockchains, enabling exchange between multiple blockchains. I think this is the way of the future, because it can be a bit of a trap for us as the crypto world to focus just on one blockchain, because then if there are any future issues that we haven't quite considered, that we haven't quite noticed, and everything is just built on one blockchain, that's an issue. If a bunch of really promising apps are built on a blockchain that ends up dying or that faces some kind of technical issues or legal challenges, then all of those dApps, all of those systems built on top of them, they might die with it. So I always like seeing the spread. Having it used for a stablecoin, I don't necessarily quite understand the reasoning for that, but I am also not a developer, I'm not a tech person, so I'm sure they have a good reason for that. I just thought it was very, very interesting, and here we see once again just how enthralled developers are with especially the EOS ecosystem, with some of the things they offer that other blockchains don't offer. I think we're going to see EOS become one of the major platforms for dApps. I think another one that we're probably going to see become very major is Kin, but EOS seems set on possibly becoming the biggest platform for dApps and for development on top of it. So that is very, very exciting. And with that, I'm already going to end this video. Sorry it wasn't all that long today, but I had a lot of stuff to do and I just wanted to put a video out for you guys anyways. I think I got most of the interesting news for the day, so if I missed anything, do let me know. But with that, thank you so much for watching. All the links to the articles, of course, in the description if you want to read them yourself. In the description, you'll also find ways to support the channel if you feel so inclined, as well as my Twitter and Facebook pages if you want to follow there. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.